How's it going, Jake and Justin? Just to give an introduction of myself to the people out there for the Me Society podcast. My name is Robert Knight. I've been in the professional wrestling business for over 20 years now. I'm also a martial artist. I practice Taekwondo. And more importantly, the reason that I'm here for Robert's relationship advice is I've been in my current relationship for 18 years. I've been married for 12. And I'm not just a self-proclaimed beefcake hunk and a heartthrob. I'm told this almost on a daily basis. People see me on the street and they'll stop me and they'll tell me what a good-looking guy I am, and then I look like I truly know what relationships are about and how to treat my significant other. So what we've decided to do is to open the floodgates, let people send in their questions for relationship advice, and basically just let me pour some of the knowledge that I have, some of my experiences, and all of that onto you people, so I can help you in your relationships, because that's what I like to do. I've always been about helping others. I've never been one ever to take a knock on somebody or tear somebody down or hurt somebody's feelings. I've always been about helping people, and I think that hopefully everyone watching the podcast today and our regular viewers and listeners will get a lot out of this. So the very first one right off the bat that I received is, "Dear Robert, should I tell my best friend that his girlfriend is abusive? Recently, we were invited to their apartment for a wonderful dinner. She made a lobster bisque, which wasn't very good, but the thought was there. After the lobster bisque, we watched her beat my friend Vic into oblivion in front of everybody for a couple of the spoons not being as clean as they should have been. Vic played it off, enjoyed the rest of the night. We played cards. She made him clean the plates in his underwear and used the pants that he was wearing as a type of a towel to dry off the silverware, the plates, the bowls, even the pots and pans. After he cleaned everything up, she then forced him to put the pants back on as they were wet and dirty, to say goodbye to us, to walk us to our cars, and for even a couple of us to start the cars up himself so they could get the cars warm before we left. At this point, I thought maybe I should let my friend know that his girlfriend is being a bit abusive." Now, at first glance, you would think that that's something, a red flag would go up immediately, and you would tell your friend right there on the spot, "Man, you got to get out of this situation. This lady's abusing you." But when you look at the big picture, if the guy knew that his girlfriend, and we don't know how long this relationship's been going on because, he failed to mention that in his ill-written letter. But if he would have reached out from the beginning and said, "My friend knew that we were coming, and he, deliberately put out this silverware that he knew wasn't clean." Is his girlfriend really at fault for beating him into oblivion and making him dry the silverware with his pants? For making him go out and warm up some cars? To me, if I was invited to somebody's house and I was given silverware that wasn't clean, and I probably would have just walked right out the door. I wouldn't have even, lowered myself to taste that shitty lobster bisque. But on the same token, we're in a day and age right now where you can't hurt anybody's feelings. And I guess physical abuse goes even beyond hurting somebody's feelings. So, it's a whole new genre for me to get into. But I guess the physical abuse part might not be okay. I wouldn't say leave the woman. She's probably a great lady, and I'm sure she'll get the lobster bisque down the more that she tries it. But at the same token, maybe sit down with her, maybe let her know, the lobster bisque, you can get there if you continue working at it, but maybe the punches, the beating into oblivion, and maybe we'll buy a couple dish towels to dry the silverware. I would start with that. And then if she beats you into oblivion for asking a question like that, to me, she's a keeper anyway. I wouldn't stray away from that. She sounds like a wonderful lady. But I appreciate the question. I hope everything works out for everybody. And this is the route we're going to go down here on the Me Society podcast with relationship advice with Robert Knight. And I am open. You can always reach out to me. You can find me anywhere. You can send me your relationship questions via Twitter at @RobertKnight_. anything you can think of when it comes to relationship. If it's marriage, if it's dating advice, if it's advice about your kids, if it's just about being a good dad, I'm here for you. I did win wrestling's only 2.5 hour battle royal, and I also won a recent Taekwondo tournament in 2.5 seconds. I won the whole tournament in 2.5 seconds. So that gives you a basic idea of my credentials. I know what it takes in a relationship, and I'm here for you. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you all soon here on the Me Society podcast. Justin and Jake, back to doing what you guys do best, and it's great to see you. You all look great, and proud to be here, proud to be a part of this. Remember, one man can make a difference.